whoever Sneako is, he pissed Kanye off.
Sneako learned a hard lesson last night that a lot of black people just innately know. We are born just knowing this, and that's you can't trust the white supremacists. They're loyal to nobody but themselves. So Sneako and Myron are the only two black guys in his friend group of white supremacists. Nick Fuentes, white supremacist. Clav, white supremacist. Justin Waller, white supremacist. Now, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are the only controversial white supremacists. I'm not willing to die on the hill. In my opinion, Andrew and Tristan are white supremacists. They say the N-word with the hard R more than any racist I know. But while on this boys' night out, a clip goes viral of them listening to a song that really pissed off the Jewish community.
What's up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit notification bell. Keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG. Join the membership. And all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. So I need y'all to bear with me because I am starting to learn in real time about all of these streamers like Sneako and Clavicular. And I already heard of Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes. I already know who Myron Gaines is. I don't follow these guys in the slightest. I just hear about their escapades, but I'm starting to it's starting to bleed into what I'm doing over here, and it's getting real murky. And I got one question. Are all of these streamer guys awful? Because as I get deeper, it seems like Aiden Ross and Cuffham and all of these guys have one thing in common. They seem to be awful people. They seem to lean on the conservative side in a lot of ways. They seem to lean toward MAGA to a degree. And it seems like most of them, to make any headway, I need you to point out 5 guys in the comments that don't do these awful things. And it seems like what they do seems to get them more clicks, views, likes, and more controversy, and it seems to get them more money. I think that's what Kanye West was kind of going for, though. Let's be honest. There's no secret around here on this channel that I am no longer a fan of Kanye West in the slightest because of antics like this. But what's happening is Kanye has reportedly tried to do a whole 180. He's trying to clean up his image, and now he doesn't like the music that only a year ago or less he made it and was extremely excited about it, right? He had his ghostwriter, Dave Blunt, right? Dave Blunt, so Blunt. I don't know if there's an S or no S, but ghostwriter Dave Blunt's writing the World War III album, and he wrote Cousins, and he wrote Heil Hitler, and a whole lot of other nonsense. And Kanye West was more than excited to bring out that music and give it to you, right? And I think he thought it was going to do much more for his career, not knowing it was career sabotage. So he sat down with what I like to say Rabbi Shmuley. I don't know the guy's real name, but he sat down with a rabbi and he decided that enough is enough. I'm going to clean up my act. Well, one of the reasons he was cleaning up his act was because he couldn't get no shows, right? He did one show, and I believe it was in China, and he did another show, and I believe it was, where did he go? He went to, I can't even think of the damn show, but I know he's supposed to do Brazil. That got canceled. And he was supposed to do Stockholm, I believe. It was a festival in somewhere over there in Slovakia, I believe it was. And that got canceled because they did a petition. So he was having trouble finding venues. He was supposed to do South Africa, which I did at least 4 videos on the South African show being an outright scam. And it came true that when the date came and went, the show got canceled because the South African show was a scam. So Kanye West is facing a moment of clarity where he had to sit down with Rabbi Shmuley and declare that all this Heil Hitler stuff when he was so-called a Nazi, right? Remember how big bone and brolic he was, writing in all caps about this, that, and the third? He was selling swastikas merch on his site and this, that, and the third. He bought a Super Bowl commercial and paid for a whole Super Bowl commercial to get the site and ultimately removed. Right? No one wants that shit, Kanye. But at the end of the day, he's now all of a sudden, because like I said, his career is really it's rough, gang. It's hard out here for a simp, right? So he reversed course, and he sat down and apologized about these things. Well, I don't know if that message got through to the right-wing red pill conservative MAGA streamers, because they decided randomly, gang, let's just be honest. It ain't like this record, Heil Hitler, is one of the top 10 of the country. It ain't like this is a hit popping nowhere. It ain't like this shit is on Billboard top 20. For some reason, one of these fools decided to go off cuff, right? Off the books and off record for some reason and play Hell Hitler not only in the limo, when the club, if I'm not mistaken, play the shit again, right? And I for a time it was good. Shit like that going, guess what? It's going to go viral for all the right and wrong reasons. The people you want to reach, they're going to laugh about it. Because let's be honest, a lot of these people these days, they don't hold nothing dear, gang. Like anything goes, and nothing's off limits. Everything's funny. Everything is a bad episode of SNL. So they have pretty much their core fan base is going to ha he he. They're going to love it. But the rest of the real world, guess what? They got access to the internet too. And somebody saw it, right? Somebody was like, I'm going to flag this, right? So the shit got flagged and people started seeing it. And there was a whole whoop-to-do about this whole thing, right? So I want to read this article because I don't know. Listen, I've been hearing the name Sneako for a good year. Never gave a shit. Never looked it up. Never tried to figure out who he is. I've been seeing his face pop up in random because I got to do research about the bubble bath rapper. So Sneako name has popped up once or twice. Not much. It's kind of like Aiden Ross. I got to learn about these awful people, right? Sneako and Jack Doherty. It's like, what kind of world? What's happening? Like, you guys, you watch this shit? Like, seriously? When I see Jack Doherty walking with both elbows out, bumping into people, I'm like, this is content. This is entertainment. Okay, I get it. If I was fucking 13, this would be hilarious, right? So at the end of the day, I got to learn about these people. So apparently Sneako rose with some unsavory characters. He's the only black man in a sea of white guys that ain't that good, right? So I had to learn about him, but apparently Kanye West already knew about him, and he's pissed that they did this because he was repairing his image. He got this so-called show going in Mexico. He's supposedly this is going to be the first show of 2026, and it sold out so fast he added another date, right? So he definitely don't want you to bring up Hell Hitler, which only came out a few months ago. Came out in May. I did a video where I was cursing out the black men that actually went down to the goddamn video shoot and stood in them damn goofy ass outfits that he had laid out for them, put them shits on and sang Hell Hitler. I was really highly offended, but I realized that the era we're in, these guys don't care no more. You paying, we staying. The motherfuckers went down to the video shoot. The video shoot, the nigga even said, no fat motherfuckers. They was down there, like, don't show, they was checking their damn body weight. They was, you know how you pinch your waist and all. Yeah, I'm good. They went in there anyway, right? Lean right out of the gym. So at the end of the day, I had to watch this transpire in my country. And you know, some countries, you can't even say the word. You can't even say that man's name. You can't say Hell Hitler in certain countries. You can go to jail, right? But here in my country, we encourage it. So let me read this because for some reason, this happened in America where they thought this was jamming on the one. And they thought this was something cool to party to, right? Kanye West is reportedly furious with Clavicular and Sneako for requesting HH in the club by Cole Blake off of hotnewhiphop.com. Kanye West originally released the song Hell Hitler in May 2025 while he was still praising the Nazis. Gang, it's crazy because I watch a lot of old school videos or documentaries about I've been watching them for years, 15 years or so on History Channel because it's surreal to me to watch how did this country turn into this? How did they get there? And I'm saying in real time, our country's heading that same direction, gang. But I am fascinated with how this guy rose to power. This guy was like a C student. He was bad at everything. And somehow, some way, he ended up being one of the most terrible people on earth. Millions of people died on his watch. And Kanye decided to make a song, all right? Let me continue. Kanye West is reportedly angry with Clavicular. Oh, I got it. Okay. Clavicular and Sneako for requesting his song Hell Hitler at the club, Vendome in Miami over the weekend. The two, along with other conservative influencers, Nick Fuentes, Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, and more. So you ain't got to necessarily be a streamer. You could be an influencer and still be awful, right? Some of these guys are just awful people. Right, and I've been watching Myron Gaines for a while. I can't think of a more slimy person than this guy. I'm just gonna be honest. But let me continue. And more dance to the song while getting bottle service at the club in videos circulating on social media. Vendome has since put out an apology ensuring that they are conducting an internal review over the situation. What review? The motherfucking DJ played it, they served them bottles while they danced to it. The end. The fuck? What are we talking about? We want to be unequivocally clear. Vendome and our hospitality group do not condone anti-Semitism, hate speech, or prejudice of any kind. The nightclub said on social media, these values are fundamentally opposed to who we are and the environments we strive to create. Well, your DJ had the song queued up and he played it. Just gonna keep it a buck. Let me continue, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't know if you can play it in the limo and the club get blamed. So I'm assuming this shit happened inside. Let me continue. Miami Beach Mayor Stephen Menier has also condemned the antics in a statement obtained by the Washington Post. Quote, I am deeply disturbed and disgusted by these videos of twisted individuals glorifying Hitler and the murder of millions. These influencers who spread hate should never have been welcomed into this club and allowed to play a song with Heil Hitler lyrics. That has been universally condemned. As for Kanye, Kirko reports that the reason for his displeasure with the antics appears to stem from the work he's done to rehabilitate his image in recent months. Last November, he tried to take accountability by sitting down with Rabbi Yosef Pinto. I'm just going to say Rabbi Pinto going forward. I'm not going to call him Rabbi Shmuley. That was Michael Jackson's rabbi. But somehow, some way, I don't know why these influencers who are conservative and this, that, and the third, they've always been pretty open. Now they're ducking and running for cover for some reason. Well, Andrew Tate don't want no more smoke. This guy happy to be out. Like, he just happy to be around other humans because this guy was looking at a lot of jail time. So Andrew Tate and these other guys are blaming Sneako, right? They done threw your boy under the bus, saying, yeah, Sneako had the whole tape. This motherfucker got the shit on. He put it on repeat. Yeah, it's that nigga, right? So he somehow, some way, they blaming Sneako, and he kind of like, it wasn't me, but I ain't gonna snitch, right? Now these motherfuckers got fucking morals and codes. I'm not gonna snitch. Like, yeah, you dancing to hell Hitler, but you ain't no fucking snitch. Get the fuck out of here. So anyway, we got these motherfuckers, they running for cover, they scared to own it, but you all danced to it. All of you was doing the Dougie and all kind of shit, right? Happily and gladfully until that shit got back. That motherfuckers really wasn't jocking it. See, we're in a weird time, gang. Some people want to see this. And inside your bubble, this is amazing. Motherfuckers be like, oh shit, I like that jacket. I want to buy that. They like what you're doing. They love it. Outside of your bubble, though, them bubbles ain't what you think they are. They don't insulate you from the rest of the world. And when people start to complaining and getting in your comments and calling you this, that, and the third, yeah, some of you guys started to cave. We saw Aiden Ross allegedly take a step back from streaming, right? We saw Cuffham he folded under pressure, and now he just don't want no more to do with it. Because what we're doing now, we're coming at people for this nonsense. Kanye's feeling it. A lot of these guys starting to feel it. And especially when they're telling them, you ain't going to be able to go to these nightclubs no more. That's essentially what's happening. A lot of these guys are like, we're banning you not from one, not from two. We're going to ban you from every nightclub in Miami, right? So these motherfuckers are like, yeah, we don't want nothing to do with this because if it's me personally, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I don't want these motherfuckers in there anyway. But at the end of the day, if you go come in there, you requesting this nonsense, right? You give me the aux cord. I want to play something. Not my club. I don't want to be on video. Now I got to defend that shit to my constituents. No, absolutely not. Let me continue. Quote, this is Kanye. I was dealing with some various issues. I was dealing with bipolar also, which list, by the way, we're not going to wipe the slate clean because Kanye sat down with Rabbi Pinto. All of a sudden, he's a changed man. I'm not buying it. You've done way too much damage. You got to sit down with a lot more people than Rabbi Pinto. Okay, yay? We're not ready to forgive and forget and let you get up there and do, where do I get my money, right? Which I love that record. I don't want to see you performing it because we've seen you before at contrite, this, that, and the third. The next thing you know, you all caps on Twitter talking about this, that, and the third. I don't want to see that. I don't believe you yet. I ain't gonna never believe you because I just seen you fold on your word too many times. But at the end of the day, before we start absolving you of this, that, and the third, right? And you're gonna lean on the bipolar, which you said for a while it wasn't that. I got misdiagnosed. It wasn't bipolar. Remember that? Remember you said it was a touch of autism, right? Now it's bipolar. These are a million excuses. Just own this shit, dog. Own this shit, right? He says, I was dealing with bipolar also, so I would take the ideas I had and forget about the protection of the people around me and myself. Niggas was telling Kanye shit for years. This wasn't no one-off, my G. You was doing this shit hot 5 years straight. You had everything to say. You was running with Nick Fuentes and all these other people. You had a whole lot of comments about the this, that, and the third, about Jewish people, black people, and everybody else. People that wasn't even involved in the shit, you was naming them. So you was writing people's full name, government names on your page, calling them out. So Kanye, this ain't no one-off, two-off. Now you sitting with Rabbi Pinto, and now you want to do another show in Bucharest. No, you're going to slow down. Half the world is not letting them perform no way, gang. You got to understand what's going on. He wants in. Half the shows he tried to do last year got canceled. This dude got mortgages to pay. He got kids to feed. Right? This motherfucker wants his money back. He wants his daddy records back. End of the day, we got to see more. So let me continue with this. I wanted to take accountability. West said in a video of their meeting as caught by Billboard. This is the thing. lip service sound good. I saw the apology. I saw him sitting with Rabbi Pinto, and I didn't believe it. That's the problem. I thought it was too much too soon. You didn't do anything else, right? Kanye could do 50 things to condemn what he said. Right? You can make some of them t-shirts you selling. You can make some anti-t-shirts about all that shit you was pushing last year. It's a lot of shit you can be doing. You can make a music video apologizing, because don't you do music? You can do a million things, gang. There's a whole lot of shit you can do to reverse what you're doing. You're not going to sit down with this guy and be like, guess what, guys, I'm cured. No, it don't work like that. So let me continue reading what you said, but we don't got to just all of a sudden let you back in. You ain't coming to my cookout. Let's just be honest. Let me continue. And I know a lot of you like confused, like, damn, Charles, like, motherfucker, you said he should apologize. It's deeper than one apology. I didn't believe the apology. I thought it was contrived. I think he's only apologizing because it's hurting him financially. Let me continue. Quote, so it's like if you left the house and you left your kid at the house and your kid went and messed up the kitchen and messed up the garage and messed up the living room. Then when you get back, it's your responsibility because that's your job. That's the way I look at it. That analogy is kind of dumb, gang. If your kid messed up, get your ass in there and clean it. What we talking about? I don't know what you're trying to say. I mean, you were going somewhere with it, but then you're like, how's that your responsibility? You said, listen, little Bobby, I'm leaving. I gotta go to Price Right. Don't open the door for nobody. Don't make a mess. And you better wash them dishes. Then you get back. He ain't washed dishes. He made a mess. He got the door wide open. Guess who getting the ass beat? Okay? So I don't know what we talking about. I don't know how you put that on. Okay, but my bad, Bobby. You know what? You right. Go play Xbox. I'll clean up. No, Kanye, shit don't make no sense. Let me continue. That's the way I look at it. It's like I got to go clean up the kitchen. I got to clean up the living room. I got to clean up the garage. Kanye ain't making no sense. You still just put accountability on yourself for some shit that the kid did. Make a scenario where I call myself Hitler and now I'm wrong. The end. I don't understand this. But you got this guy. Now he's mad that they played the record. You made the record. They wouldn't have been able to jam to the record if you didn't make it. This is what I feel like we're in a year, gang. It's surreal. We got J. Cole running around acting like he didn't start a battle and he didn't walk away, and everybody wants to be like, you know what, that's Cole. He just didn't want to do it. Well, nigga made a whole fucking record. Right? Now we got Kanye, I'm mad at this guy played my record. Well, you made the record, gang. At some point, be mad at yourself. He never said, I'm mad at myself for doing this. Never. He done made up some weird-ass analogy about some kid throwing pinto beans on the floor. What we doing? Kanye, I need you to, you got a whole lot of other stuff. A whole lot of other stuff need to be said. Just like you go on them interview tours, you sit down with academics, now sit down with them again. Sit down with a whole bunch of these guys that you've been sitting down. You sat down with Charlamagne. You sat down with a whole bunch of people, said a whole bunch of negative shit about another race and your own race. You sat down with TMZ. You need to go backtrack. When they tell you in therapy, go back, write down every name you've offended, then go back to them and make amends. You need to go back. You ain't going to be no one sit down with Rabbi Pinto. Okay? And this is what he wants. He just wants you to absolve him so you can go back and be doing the same shit. Don't work like that. End of the day, man, I really don't know much about this Sneako character, but he seems awful if he thought this song was funny and cool to dance to, right? We in here jamming and shit. No, it's goofy, and I kind of feel like I'm going to be seeing more of this guy because it seems like he kind of locked in with just doing shit for no reason. Right? These guys get money from this gang. And there's a lot of childish, immature people who want to see this. So I got a feeling, I'll see more. I got a feeling 2026, I'm going to be out here combating a lot of goofy shit, gang. I think I'm going to hear more about Myron and Sneako and XQC, who I had a video lined up for XQC when his ass was talking about he didn't want to hear lyrics, right? I never did it, but I think I'm going to be seeing more. So you guys are going to be seeing me in real time, learning about these goofy ass right-wing streamers and whatever else they got going on. So it's probably, it's not fun, but somebody got to do it, gang. It is what it is, man. I'm out of here. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on the West Show, 9:15. Me, TJ, and Fliz on all my social media channels, and tap into the new video we got called This That Off the What Project. Is right on my channel. Type in This That Charles Brown, it'll pop up. We barking on that, man. Go spin that and run those numbers up. All right, I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard and put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end. And then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe and put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.